Have you ever driven home after a long day, sitting in traffic with the radio low, wondering how your life ended up exactly here? Not terrible, not great, just stuck. Have you ever looked at people your age buying houses, starting families, posting photos from vacations and thought, how did they get so far ahead while I'm still trying to figure things out? If that sounds familiar, stay with me. Because this is not a story about overnight success. This is a story about a man who hit rock bottom in America and climbed back one quiet decision at a time. And by the end, you might recognize yourself in him. Ethan Myler arrived in a narrow apartment above a closed laundromat on the Edge of Columbus, ONS. The carpet smelled faintly of detergent and old water. The heater rattled in winter. The view from his window was a brick wall and a flickering streetlight. Every morning at 5:30 a.m., Ethan's alarm went off. He worked at a warehouse that packed online orders lifting boxes, scanning barcodes, moving pallets with a squeaky jack that never quite worked right. The job paid enough to survive, not enough to save. He told himself it was temporary, just until I find something better, just until I catch my break. But 2 years passed, then 3. His college friends had moved on. Some worked in tech in Austin. One became a real estate agent in Phoenix. Another got married and bought a house in the suburbs. Their group chat was full of photos, backyard grills, road trips, promotions. Ethan usually just reacted with a thumbs up. At night, he sat on his thrift store couch eating microwave dinners and scrolling. Then he'd lock his phone, stare at the ceiling and whisper, "When does my real life start?" One Thursday afternoon, his manager called him into the office. A windowless room with a folding desk and a humming printer. "We're downsizing," she said gently. "Corporate decision." Ethan blinked. I thought I was doing okay." "You were. This isn't about performance." Those words didn't help. By sunset, he was walking to his car, holding a cardboard box with his gloves, a water bottle, and a wrinkled safety vest. The parking lot was full. Engines started. People went home. His world felt like it had just stopped spinning. He sat behind the steering wheel for a long time before turning the key. That night, he spread his bills across the kitchen counter: rent, utilities, student loans, gas. The final paycheck wouldn't stretch far. He opened his laptop and started applying. Retail, delivery driving, temp agencies, construction cleanup, anything. Days turned into weeks. Silence, a few automated rejections. One interview that went nowhere. His savings drained. He stopped buying coffee, then stopped ordering takeout, then started counting every gallon of gas. His landlord left a voicemail about late rent. Ethan deleted it without listening to the end. He lay on his mattress, no bed frame, just a mattress, listening to sirens outside and rain tapping the window. And for the first time in his adult life, he admitted out loud, "I'm scared." One afternoon, driving back from a failed interview at a big box store, he passed a highway construction site. Orange cones lined the road. Workers in reflective vests poured concrete, directed trucks, checked measurements. A sign read, "Hiring, laborers needed." Ethan pulled over. He sat in his car for a full minute, hands on the wheel. Then he sighed and walked toward the trailer office. The foreman was a broad man with a clipboard and a sunburned neck. "You worked construction before?" "No." "You willing to work in the heat?" "Yes." "You show up at 6? "Yes." "Then you're hired. Bring boots." It paid less than the warehouse. No benefits at first, but it was work. The first day nearly broke him, shoveling gravel, hauling forms, standing under the July sun until his shirt felt glued to his back. His arms shook, his lower back screamed. By lunch, he wondered if he'd made a mistake, but he didn't leave. He came back the next day and the next. At breaks, he watched the crew leaders instead of scrolling on his phone, how they read plans, how they spoke into radios, how they measured rebar. One older worker noticed, "You thinking about moving up?" Ethan shrugged. "I guess, don't know how." The man chuckled. "Learn what you can. That's how." That night, Ethan searched online. How to read construction blueprints, OSHA safety basics, site coordination. Free videos, community college pages, certification programs. He took notes on scrap paper, watched while eating ramen, paused and rewound until things made sense. Weeks passed, then months. He started predicting what the supervisors would ask for. He memorized material locations. He caught small mistakes before they turned into big ones. One morning, a concrete truck was about to pour in the wrong lane. Ethan jogged over. "Hey, that section's not set yet. Forms are still loose." The driver radioed in. The supervisor checked. Ethan was right. After that, they trusted him a little more, gave him a radio, asked him to help organize deliveries. Nothing fancy, but different. One rainy day, the site lead didn't show up. Traffic was backing up. Inspectors were on the way. The foreman paced, then looked at Ethan. "You've been paying attention. Can you help run point until he gets here?" Ethan swallowed. "I'll try." He checked the plans, moved crews, delayed a pour, directed trucks to the right staging area. When the inspector came, things weren't perfect, but they passed. At the end of the shift, the foreman nodded. "Good work today." 2 words. But Ethan drove home gripping the steering wheel with a smile. 6 months later, he was promoted to crew coordinator. Small raise, health insurance, cleaner vest. He stood in his kitchen reading the email 3 times just to be sure. It wasn't a miracle, it wasn't fame, but it was proof. Proof that the nights studying and the days pushing through exhaustion mattered. Years went by. Ethan earned certifications, took night classes, moved into a better apartment, then a small townhouse. He started leading entire projects. New hires asked him questions, stressed, unsure. He always told them, "I didn't get here because I was the smartest. I got here because I didn't stop learning." One evening, sitting on his porch watching cars pass, he thought about the night he'd spread his bills across the counter, convinced his life was falling apart. It hadn't. It had been redirecting. If you're listening to this and feeling behind, if your bank account is tight, if your job disappeared, if you're wondering whether all your effort is pointless, remember Ethan. Progress doesn't always look dramatic. Sometimes it looks like showing up again when your body hurts. Sometimes it looks like studying when nobody's watching. Sometimes it looks like pulling over at a construction site and taking a chance. You are not broken. You are not late. You are being built. Quietly. Daily. Brick by brick. If this story helped you, even a little, then like, share, and subscribe. Someone else out there might need to hear it today.